So we got a request over on Patreon for Zongzi or sticky rice dumplings. You can have these any time of the year, but they're super traditional around Dragon Boat Festival, which is coming up this week. Now, there's a bunch of different types of zongzi, sweet, savory, but we wanted to show you our personal favorite, a savory sort stuffed with mung beans and marinated pork belly. So zongzi are wrapped with bamboo leaves. Fresh ones are best, but they're seasonal, and if you live outside China, I imagine that you could only get the dried ones. Totally fine too. Either way, cut the ends of the leaves off, and if using dried, leave those to soak in cool water overnight. Our main stuffing's gonna be pork belly. You want to slab a belly with a bit more fat, because after cooking, that fat's gonna melt into the sticky rice in a super delicious way. Cut 400 grams pork belly into small slices, then marinate with a half teaspoon salt, 1 teaspoon sugar, 1 teaspoon 5-spice powder, 1 teaspoon liaojiu aka Shaoxing wine, 2 teaspoons light soy sauce, and 2 tablespoons of the juice from red fermented tofu. Do a bang-up job mixing those and let it sit in the fridge overnight. Of course, we'll also need sticky rice. This is 1 kilo short-grain sticky rice, that same sort that's often used in Japanese and Korean cooking. We'll also be using a half kilo deshelled mung bean. This stuff's actually nixtamalized, kind of like hominy in North America. You should be able to find it in Chinese supermarkets. For some umami, we'll be adding in 20 grams dried shrimp, 30 grams dried scallop, and 60 grams dried shiitake mushroom. Rinse all these thoroughly, especially the rice, which you'll do till the water runs clear, and let them all soak for at least 5 hours and up to 8. So first thing next morning, drain the rice, then strain it. These bamboo strainers are cool, but mesh is fine. Just let it drain for a half an hour. After that water's out, season with 2.5 tablespoons salt and 100 grams peanut oil. Mix all that thoroughly for a minute or two and set it aside. Next, do the same with the mung beans. Out with the water and drain for a half an hour. Then, in a bowl with 4 teaspoons salt, mix it all well and set it aside. Now drain those dried shiitake mushrooms, cut off the stems, and dice. Toss in a bowl, then marinate with a 1/4 teaspoon salt, a 1/4 teaspoon sugar, a 1/4 teaspoon light soy sauce, and a 1/4 teaspoon peanut oil. Mix well and set aside for 10 minutes. Next up are dried seafood. An easy way to go at soaked dried scallops is to simply press down on them with a knife like this. Then mince those guys and set them aside. Now before wrapping, take out your leaves and gently wipe them dry. Once you've worked through all those, we can finally wrap some zongzi. This will take some practice, so watch carefully. First, take 2 bamboo leaves, leaving about a 1-inch overlap, hold them like a book, and fold up, twisting slightly. Crease the inside, and this gets us something that kinda looks like an ice cream cone. That's where the filling will go. Now grab another leaf, tuck it in between those 2 leaves, and this is going to kind of be like a leaf extension for us to wrap this guy a little easier. Now add in a tablespoon of the sticky rice and a half tablespoon of the mung beans. Pat down gently and nestle in 2 to 3 slices of the marinated pork belly. Sprinkle in a bit of the dried mushrooms, ditto with the dried seafood, then a half a tablespoon of the mung bean again, a tablespoon of the sticky rice again, and now we're ready for the tricky bit. We'll fold over this leaf, but when you do, place your thumb and middle finger at roughly the top of your filling, pressing gently. This guides the leaf to fold inward. Press down on the top so things are tight, then fold and crease this excess down, both on the left and right sides. Press and crease the leaf on the top, hot dog style, then fold it back towards the bottom. This guy's good to tie up now, so while never letting go of the zongzi, grab a piece of dried grass or baker's twine, wrap it around tightly, and tie it off. Work through the zongzi. This recipe makes about 35, so splitting the job with friends or family is ideal. Now, get about 4 liters of water to a boil and toss in your zongzi. We slightly underestimated our water here, so top it off with hot water if that's the case. These have got to simmer for 5 hours. So put the heat on the lowest it'll go, cover, and take a well-deserved nap. 5 hours later, take out the Zongzi. Let those cool down till room temperature. And now you've got a veritable mountain of sticky rice dumplings. Reheat whenever you want to serve.
So you can keep this in the refrigerator for about a week. When you want to reheat, just give it a quick rinse under tap water and then put it in microwave for about a minute. Or you can also just steam them for about 5 minutes. Check out the Reddit link in description box for detailed recipe. A big thank you for everyone that's supporting us on Patreon. And of course, subscribe for more Chinese cooking videos.